Sick, that's what I call it. Now we had a lovely family outing last Friday over Ag. Went to the arena, watched some zealots get fed to the lions. The kids loved it.
How about yesterday? Did you have a nice Sabbath, love?
Oh yeah, Ag, there's nothing better than doing nothing for a whole day. The only trouble is though, this stuff's been sitting here for a whole day and starting to grow whiskers and green stuff.
Isn't that all part of the Colonel's secret recipe? Hey, do you reckon if we left it a couple of days, it would just get up and walk off by itself?
Hardly likely, Ag. So, when we get to work, eh, love? Do you want to start up on the hill and I'll have a go down here, eh?
What?
What is it? What? Blood? Oh, come on, Ag. Just put it in the wash. It'll come out. If not, soak it in some nappy sand overnight. Works wonders.
Not on me, glad you goose. There, at the base of the middle cross. We've got enough going on with those lousy Romans without some carpenter's son who thinks he's God trying to set up his kingdom.
Come on, Ag. You are not being fair at all. He was a good man, he was. Healed my sister of a hemorrhage that she'd had for 12 years. Yep. She'd tried every quack this side of the black stump. What did she get for all her troubles? Nothing but a bunch of bills that she couldn't afford to pay.
Right.
Till one day, just over there on the street, she just touched the hem of Jesus' coat and instantly she was healed. It was a miracle.
I don't think so. I think it's a load of hocus pocus. You know, she probably would have come good all by herself. Hang on. Isn't that Rufus? Go and ask him what happened on Friday.
Excuse me, beg your pardon, Your Honour. Mr. Centurion, we was just wondering, did you know what happened here last Friday, Arvo? I mean, what's with all the mess, you know, like the big crowd and everything, and what's with all that blood there?
Well, you want to know all the gory details? I'll tell you all about it. The Great Roman Justice League condemned an innocent man to death. No greater reason than your wonderful, loving high priest took a dislike to him. And also the absolutely gorgeous people of Jerusalem had a lust for blood. So, they gave him over to the Roman legions, who in their great wisdom and dignity proceeded to beat him in the face, spit upon him, put a robe of purple on him, bowed down to him and mocked him. And if that wasn't enough, they proceeded to rip the beard out of his face until the blood poured down the front of him. Then they took a crown of thorns, this long, and wove it together and shoved it onto his head. Then they proceeded to punch him in the face and slap him and continually mock him until he was so bruised and swollen that he was unrecognisable. And do you know the funny thing about it was the man, he stood there and he did not say a word, he did not do a thing. Like a lamb to the slaughter. And I stood there and I looked at him and I thought, either this man's a fool or he is who he claimed to be, the Son of God.
Wow. What happened then, sir? Yeah, what happened?
Well, we took him here to this accursed place and hung him upon that tree. We stood around and watched him die. And he cried out, my God, why have you forsaken me? And it was as if every lostness, every loneliness of every waking hour of my life was contained in that cry. And here I am, a great big Roman legion, began to weep like a baby. And then he bowed his head and he died. And when he died, there was an earthquake and it shook, so much so that we couldn't stand up. And the sky went dark and we were in fear. And I cried out, truly, this was the Son of God. And then one of my illustrious colleagues couldn't understand why he was dead so soon. Took his spear, pierced him in the side, and blood and water rushed out, which is proof that he was dead because the blood had separated. And then some of his good friends came and took the body away to be buried.
See, Ag, I told you Jesus was a good man. I told you he was no troublemaker.
Yeah, well, son of God or not, he's dead now. D-E dead. Anyway, I think it's a whole lot of rubbish and we've got work to do.
He's risen! My Lord has risen!
What? It's Mary running from the cemetery. Hey, Mary, what's your hurry, love?
The tomb is empty. Jesus has risen from the dead.
She probably went to the wrong tomb. She's been half batty since she met that Jesus.
That's impossible. That's impossible. All of my Roman legions are there guarding that tomb. It took 5 of the strongest ones to roll that stone into place. There's no way that that body could have been stolen.
No, sir. He is risen from the dead. We went to finish embalming his body, and we saw one of your soldiers was completely distraught. He was confused. The stone was rolled away, and Jesus' body was missing.
That's impossible. That's impossible.
I've had enough of this rhubarb. I'm going home. I'll see you later, Glad.
But what does this mean, Mary? I don't understand at all.
I didn't understand either. After Jesus said that he would die and rise again, it was Thursday of the Passover. Before he shared the cup, he said, "Drink, for this is my blood, which seals God's covenant. It is for many, and it is the forgiveness of sins." Don't you see? He died on the cross. He took our sins by himself. He took our punishment. And then on the 3rd day, he rose again. He conquered sin and death, and it is an eternal promise to all those who will believe in him.